Okay, this is the day one of the build of the Devine Allen cycle. David Allen Puchta, primary designer, engine builder, professional. Artur Devine, co-designer, professional. Here's where we're at. This is the test connecting rod so we can get the piston length. This will be the final connecting rod, ball bearing, oilless motor. This motor is going to make a tremendous amount of torque. It doesn't need to spin fast. It's just going to make torque squared. Okay, here's our crankshaft finished. Here's the rotation of the crankshaft. It's 1.4 squared to the bore. A perfectly squared motor like a nitromethane motor. Okay, all ball bearing. It'll sit like this on the demonstration stand. Okay, when it sits like this, the flywheel will be mated to the back. Once everything's dialed in, we can precision harmonic balance the flywheel. But right now, it's just going to be mated to the back. Okay, this is piston lug number 1. Piston lug number 2. The idea is if the cylinder wears out, a person could quick clamp the cylinder, put it on bottom dead center, slide in a new cylinder, and be down the road again. Air cooled, naturally, vacuum absorption engine. This engine is going to burn my copyrighted, privileged formula C36, G36, H18 times 3, 54 hydrogen deuteride, AU11, M, O74, number 26. That's the fuel chemical. It's a catalyst. We're basically burning CO2 in a closed loop. No emissions. This engine can run space, land, sea. Closed. No emissions. By the absorption factor of taking the lower state of carbon and bring it to its energized state of graphene and back and forth with no losses. Answering the question of the fifth law of thermodynamics, where does energy come from? From the implosion, explosion, absorption, adsorption, squared, Max Planck, phonon resonance of hydrogen and carbon. And I, David Allen Puchta, am the first in the world to prove this understanding empirically with applied physics. Answering the sixth law of thermodynamics, why fire makes light. Because of the empathy, absorption, adsorption, phonon resonance of hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, and graphene squared. This is the adsorption vacuum pump to run the engine. We have pulled 40 inches of mercury. There is 400.8 inches of water, pulls 30 inches of mercury. We've reversed that. I, David Puchta, have 4 metals that are not on the periodic chart because the periodic chart is based on pressure to zero vacuum. I've gone below zero vacuum the other way by magnitudes. The periodic chart is now new. I've just given you the first of the 4 chemical elements on the new periodic chart. We're going to the lab today to have full spectrometry done on the samples. I know what they are going in the door. The new periodic chart is based on hydrogen and vacuum. Hydrogen produces vacuum, which in turn produces graphene, which in turn produces the proton. That's where we came from. Thank you. This has been your update on the nominal displacement adsorption engine. David Puchta, co-designer, Artur, Doctor of Science, Devine. You're welcome.